Karine Sanzalon was raped one night in October 2016. As she was walking home from work, a cab driver offered to give her a ride, telling her how unsafe it can be for a young woman in the street at night. At the time, Karine was only 19 years old. She felt vulnerable, he seemed nice. She got into the car, and her life changed forever.
He was a cab driver. It was late at night. I shouldn't have gotten in. I was young and I should have known better. All this time I was saying to myself, I should have seen it coming. I thought nobody would believe me. And that's the feeling that stays with me the most.
94,000 rapes or attempted rapes are recorded each year in France, but only 1 in 10 women press charges. Karine was in a state of shock for 3 days before she decided to go to the police.
Here we are in front of the police station where I was finally able to press charges. I had to go to 3 different stations that day. In the first one, they literally pushed me out. And when in the end I could press charges, nothing happened.
Yet the attacker was known to police. He had already been sentenced to a year in prison for sexual assault. When her rapist attacked another victim 10 days later, the prosecutor finally opened an inquiry. 6 years later, he was sentenced to a 4-year suspended prison sentence and 2 years of so-called alternative detention, such as electronic tagging, meaning he was free to walk out of court that day.
With this 4-year suspended prison sentence and 2 years of alternative detention, we felt like the court had purposely decided that this man would not spend 1 day in prison. Because he's got a job, he's an entrepreneur. Because placing him in detention would have delayed his psychiatric treatment that he had started years before. And also because prisons here are full.
Et puis surtout, les prisons sont pleines.
The most recent studies show that in France, only 6 out of 1,000 attackers are found guilty. Karine, now 25, continues to fight for justice and is hoping for a different outcome from a second trial, which will not take place before 2024.